All right, hey guys. So our next video is independent practices, or an independent practice for the area of a circle. I went through this, and this independent practice is actually really easy. So everything that's highlighted in yellow, you guys are going to actually answer these on your own, and then you are going to put your answers in forms. Remember, I have forgot to kind of say this at the beginning of my videos. You do not have to print any of this out. I do not want a picture of it. I mean, if you send it to me, it's fine, but I don't need that. That's why we're using forms. I'm having you send me your answers that way. So you do not have to have a printer. You don't have to stress your parents out about printing these off. Okay. So you can pull them up on your computer. You can pull them up on your phone. It should be able to, the PDF should pull up perfectly fine. And you can just do the math on a piece of notebook paper, on a piece of whatever kind of paper you have at home, whiteboard even. It'd be nice if you kind of have these problems to look back to eventually, but if not, it is perfectly okay. All right, so this first one, we're just going to kind of go over some things to make sure that you understand what the question's asking. So we have this circle right here, 90 meters is your radius because it goes from the center to the outside. Determine the diameter, so you want it going all the way across. That should be easy. Part B says you want the circumference and leave in terms of pi. That means your answer needs to have the pi in there. You don't want to multiply by 3.14. There's plenty of examples on that from your notes. For part C, it says determine the exact area of the circle. Exact means that you want to keep, exact is you are not going to round. So you are going to keep your answer with pi. You are not going to use 3.14. Okay. So let's do, don't use 3.14 for pi. Okay. So then number 2 and 3, they're pretty easy, but I want to make sure that you understand the questions. So number 2 says, Michelle Obama helped design the 3,552-piece China set that was used at the White House. That's a lot of China people. And if you don't know, China is like really fancy plates. The 10-inch dinner service plate was first used for then current Japanese Prime Minister. Determine the area of the 10-inch service plate. Okay, so the only reason that we're doing this is because I want to make sure that you understand that a 10-inch dinner plate is, if you have your plate, so plate's a circle, is across. So that's your diameter. So the diameter is 10 inches. That's the only thing that I wanted to tell you here. So you're determining your area. Hopefully you have your area formula somewhere. If not, kind of go track that down. Actually, no, I'll make you do that. So the area, don't forget, is pi r squared. It doesn't say whether to estimate here or leave your answer exact, so you can use either. On your forms, some of those questions were kind of specific so that there's one answer everybody's filling in, but other than that, you can, if it doesn't say, then you can fill in either. All right, so you should be able to do that one. Number 3. An asteroid has hit the Earth and created a huge crater. Engineers and scientists have measured around the crater to be 79.5 miles. How much of the surface of the Earth has been affected by the crater's impact? Okay, so you have your circle, and it's 79.5 miles around, which means your circumference is 79.5 miles. Okay, and now it's asking how much of the surface has been affected. So it's asking you the area. What's the total area? So for this one, they give you the circumference, and you need to find the area. And we've done multiple problems like that on your practice worksheet. So if you need to pull that up to kind of look back at those problems, go ahead and do so. All right, so let's go ahead, go to the back. The back's another super duper easy one. It tells you, if they give you the diameter, find the radius. And make sure that number is going to be a decimal, but don't round it. It doesn't say to round, so give me whatever you get, whatever decimal, or actually, my bad, it does say round to the nearest hundredths. Determine the circumference of the circle above, determine the area of the circle above. And so for this time, you're going to round to the nearest hundredths. Since you're rounding, that means you're going to estimate pi for 3.14 for these. All right. Number 5 and 6 are pretty straightforward. It says, what's the area if this is the circumference? Number 6 is opposite. If this is the circumference, what's the area? So these are just like the last few problems that we did on that note sheet, that practice sheet before. So if you need to look back to those, go ahead and do it. Number 7, I apologize. It is the same as number 3. I thought I erased it, but apparently I left it in there. So go ahead and cross out number 7 because you don't need it. All right, I didn't leave you a whole lot of space for number 8, but you can just do it in the number 7 spot. I'm going to move some things around and get another sheet of paper. Give me 1 second. Okay, so here we go. So a circular city park has a sidewalk going directly through the middle that is 111 feet long. Oh, also, before we do this problem, you guys pause this video, try this problem on your own because most of you are going to be able to do this. That's why I've kind of highlighted most of these for you to do on your own. This one is really easy. If it was difficult, I promise I would be giving you the answers, but I think you can do it on your own. So go ahead and pause this, and I want you to try number 8 for yourself. All right, so hopefully you've paused the video. You've done it for yourself. Now we're just going to check our answers. So hopefully you drew your circle for your city, and it's 111 feet going through the center. So that means that your diameter is 111 feet. If each bag of fertilizer covers 50 square feet, then determine how many bags of fertilizer the Parks and Recreation Department needs to use to cover the circular park. Ignore all the sidewalks around and through the park. Okay, so what they're saying, the ignore part, means you don't need to take, obviously this sidewalk is going to, you don't need to fertilize the sidewalk, but they're saying don't worry about that. Okay, so we're talking about the fertilizer needs to cover this entire circle. So that means that we've got to find the area. So the area is pi r squared. So our area is 3.14 times, okay, so if our diameter is 111, we need to divide that by 2. We need to find half of that, so that's going to be a decimal. So 111 divided by 2 gives you 55.5 feet. So your radius is 55.5 feet. So you're going to do 55.5 squared. All right, you're going to multiply all that across to get the total square feet for the entire park. 3.14 times 55.5 times 55.5. You can get a large number. Remember, this is a park, and you're doing square feet, not square miles. So 9,671.985 square feet. Okay, that's the total area. So then it says, what are we trying to find? Blah, 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 blah. Determine how many bags. Okay, so we're trying to figure out how many bags. Well, if this is the total, we need to split this up into 50 square feet because that's per bag. So we're going to take this, divide it by 50. You get 193.4397 bags. However, you know this isn't the answer because you can't go to the store and say, I want 193 and just another little bit, I want a half of that bag. So if we know we need 193 and a little bit more, that means we're actually going to need 194 total bags. We'll have a little bit extra, but not too much. All right, so hopefully you guys were able to get this problem on your own. We've done plenty of problems like this in class, so it shouldn't have been too difficult. However, if you didn't get it, here's your answer. All right, so you're going to go to forms. You are going to do 1, A, B, and C. Remember, I gave you a little bit of advice on some of these. You're going to do number 2 and number 3. 4A, B, and C, 5 and 6. It seems like a lot. However, you have 6 problems with a few, and then you have a few extra parts. However, these should be super easy. Like this problem probably is going to get done in like a minute or 2. So I promise it's not going to take too long. Please make sure you're emailing me or message me on Remind if you're really not getting this. I think area and circumference is pretty easy, and I'm assuming that you guys are going to feel the same way. If you're going through your forms and some of your answers are wrong and you're not sure why, please message me. I will talk you through it. I'll email you. We can figure that out. Let me think. Is there anything else? Okay. Tomorrow, after you get done with this assignment, your next assignment is going to be a quizzes. I'm excited about the quizzes because it tells you immediately if you get the answers right or if you get them wrong. So you can do them multiple times if you're not getting it. If you want to redo them and get a higher score, you're more than welcome to do that. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. I hope you're all doing fabulous. I hope you're getting these or understanding it. I hope you're doing well in all of your other classes. If you're overwhelmed and need help, please reach out. Miss you guys. Hopefully, I'll see you one day. Bye.